Thank Lara for doing a lot of the investigation that revealed what we just told you about. Lara, thank you for that. And tell us why Americans need to understand the cult angle to the cartel crisis.
Well, this is a bottom-up phenomenon within the cults, Jesse, and it dates right back to the Aztecs, who were never really conquered by the Spanish on military tactics alone. It was smallpox that decimated them. And so this is left over from the ancient Aztec religions, and it's a way that, cult capos and squad leaders, if you like, use to recruit and also to keep these guys under their control, and also to justify the things that they do. It's like human sacrifices of old. They would play a game that was a cross between lacrosse and basketball, and the victor would slice the head of the loser's, team. And there were sacrifices that were done by their gods. And those are the kind of things that you see, and a lot of these killings happen around these shrines, like the shrine of Santa Muerte.
So this is an indigenous cult that goes back centuries. Does that give the cartel a firmer grip on the lower class that they smuggle across?
Well, there's a distinction between the people and the cartel, and the way the people worship these saints and the way the cartels use them. Because for the people, it's part of folklore, it's part of culture. It's also what's there for you when institutions like the Catholic Church or like, the government, when they forsake you and abandon you. Who never forsakes you, right? It's the saints that you believe in. But with the cartels, it's much more important, because when you've got cartel members who are going to prison, how do you keep them loyal? One way is the tattoos, which are sometimes known as sacrifices of the flesh, and you're giving up your flesh to the gods so that they look after you. So yes, does it give them power and control over the people? Of course. But what gives you more power and control than the combination of this sort of deep faith and the worst, most terrible and terrifying tactics of violence that you can ever imagine? Like, for example, cutting out the heart of a young girl while she's still alive.
And they use that to justify their killings and, I guess, keep the rest of the cartel soldiers in line to make them believe that this is sanctioned and this is okay. Right. So does the Biden administration understand the intelligence of this? I mean, you're coming at this from a really granular angle, very detailed, very well explained. Do they have a strategy to combat the cult phenomenon with the cartels? Because essentially we're having a cult control our own border.
Yes, the strategy is open the border and let them all come in and do whatever they want and make as much money as they want, pour drugs into the country, use the children that they're bringing across the border for whatever reasons they want. And why do I say that? Well, because if you ask the cartel leaders, that's what they'll tell you, right? I spoke to one just recently, and I asked them about the unaccompanied minors coming across the border, and I said, what is this? And he said, it's our workforce. I said, what work will they do? And he said, well, some of them will sell drugs, and some will do ordinary jobs, and some of them will do the things that nobody wants to imagine. I said, what, like child porn? He said, yes. Child prostitution, yes.
Oh, God.
And even child snuff videos. So, the Biden administration knows everything that you and I are talking about. None of this is secret, Jesse. It's not like, it's not like you can't research and find out about the cartels. It's not like the FBI hasn't documented this. It's not like, anyone following the cartels doesn't know about this. It's a growing phenomenon within the ranks of the cartels, because as they become more powerful and they have more to lose, it becomes more important to control both the cartel members and the population around them.